And I think we have to watch this video because it'll help make sense of what's going on here in this video. So we'll watch this video, but real quick, my name's Heero. I'm the host of the Identity Booth. Thanks for joining us. We have a bunch of things that we want to talk about real quick, but this is sort of a somber moment, so we're gonna get right into it. Like, share, subscribe, the whole deal. If you like the content that I'm bringing you guys, don't hesitate to sponsor. Hit the links in the bio comment section. If you're watching this on Anchor.fm, you can sponsor our content for as little as $1 a month. I don't need your money, but support is free. We're in the middle of a pandemic, so I'm not going to bother people about this shit, but it's on my tail. I got to say it. The pandemic, the election, and Trump have done something in this country, and they've successfully found a way to distract us from the core issue that has been phasing black people in this country, and that is police are still killing us. So let's see what this is all about. Can I blow this up? That might be too big. Let's zoom here. All right. Pay attention. Notice that their lights are not on.
Stop the vehicle! Stop the vehicle! Stop the vehicle! Stop! 1033. Stop the vehicle! Stop! Stop! Stop fire!
Well, I saw bullet holes in the car window, and I saw the guys on the ground. When I got here, they were doing CPR on the guys.
So, the story behind it, this is why, it's not a radical take for me. Abolish the police. It's not a radical take for me. They did this to this family, to this kid, for a possible stolen vehicle. And guess what? The car wasn't stolen, guys. Of course not. They followed these cops in this country were born and manifested out of North Carolina with the sole purpose of hunting down black people. So their initial origin is built on racism. So having them progress, that you can't reform them. If this person was made of shit, there's not enough perfume in the world to make them not smell, act, feel, leave stains like shit. There's no cleaner. There's no nothing. There's no way you can reform that. But people like that. The moderate version of this is reform the police. What black people need is just police to go away. 90% of crimes still happen even when police are on site. They're not efficient at preventing crime. They barely solve 80% of crimes sent to them. Go to any backlog of sexual assault kits, only 75% of them actually get processed. And it's not because they're incompetent, it's because they run out of time. And these things have a 4-year life cycle, meaning 4 years. It took them 4 years. That's how long their backlog is. They're not efficient at their jobs in the first place. The fact that we give them the most money within a city budget is ludicrous. When we know healthcare, we know social social impactment of government, social constructs of governments, education, medical, therapy, counsel. These things all matter tenfold. Tenfold. We have science to back it up, and we still refuse to do it. And you have to understand why we don't want to do it. Because if we can't oppress in this country, and I'm no longer going to be using like side off words like, oh, this and that. No, if the government still wants to actively oppress black people. That's why we have black people in El Paso. That's why we have prisoners in El Paso, Texas, right now, transporting dead COVID bodies for nothing. Free labor. This country was built off of free labor. And once they were forced to find another means, they came up with ways to get back to it. Imprisoning our own people is a fundamental highlight of our country. We enjoy it. In Switzerland and other civilized countries, their prisons have been turned into libraries, historical sites, museums. Because when you don't have this bloodlust to imprison your own, your community and society actually grows. When you actually put money into things that matter, your community and your country grows. Shocker. But we out here. We really out here trying to justify keeping police in an area. Oh, there's a high crime rate. How does crime happen? Like, crime happen. Like, the reason they followed these guys, you could have stopped. How, like, one, in this country, if you're a black person, running from the police is by default. What up, Jess? How you doing, man? Man, just on the show. Gotta get my weekly show in. What's up? We actually just I was just sending a shout out to you a few minutes ago, man. Jess being in our booth boss in the past, but you know, we got a 4-time winner, so hopefully Jess can catch up. Keisha's in the lead by a lot. But we get in here. But you have to understand, as a black person in this country, police, and once again, with context, understanding that the police were originated and founded on the principle of terrorizing black people. They were originally designed as slave hunters, and once we were no longer allowed to be slaves, they then created a system that would help imprison us so that we could then become this labor again for them. There's no benefit to our prison system right now. Yeah, Nafi's been killing it. Nafi has been murdering it. So she's been bragging about it too. There is no benefit to our prison system, especially when people get out and we say they're reformed, but we don't let them gain back their rights. We don't let them regain their rights. Florida nearly tipped the scale of this election when they let 2 million people out of prison and gave them the rights to vote again. And remember, America's way more progressive than we're giving it credit for. The drugs that we are arresting young black men for throughout the country, we're legalizing it, decriminalizing it. But they spent decades putting us behind bars for it. And it baffles me that, you know, we're making money. We're trying to make money off of it. The government is now trying to make money off the things that they sent people to jail for and people who are currently still in jail for. Oregon has the most progressive change to their drug. Come smoke heroin, crack, cocaine, booger, sugar, devils, dander, whatever. It's not about the drug is not the issue. The person is not the issue. It's the disease of their mind. You ever seen a baby get sugar for the first time? It's crazy to see the power the mind has on us. But drugs can't be the fault of a person. We have to be able to rehabilitate people. But going back to this issue of this scene, let's just play back just a few seconds into it. Notice, like I said, they don't have their lights on. They followed this person. None of them have their lights on. And their immediate action is to get out of the vehicle and say, "Stop the car." Which is a command here. But wouldn't it have been easier for you just to put on the light so that they know that they're being stopped? They know that they're being pursued. And notice before she made a command, she's pulling out her gun. She hasn't made a command, she's pulling out her gun already. Now she's made her first command. They had no intent of doing this the lawful way. And qualified immunity needs to be thrown out of the wazoo for this. And the story is going to say there was a gun and weed found in the cars. Go fuck yourself. As much time as we've spent in this country defending the Second Amendment, you're now going to tell the story about two black teens having weapons in the car. They weren't in this vehicle longer than 3 minutes. And the reason why they thought this vehicle was stolen is because the county over, there was a reported vehicle being stolen 6 hours ago. So not only did they not have the proper description of the vehicle, the owner told them it was a Hispanic individual who stole the vehicle. These are two black men. They target us relentlessly for any reason. And this is why we can't trust them, because the initiation of this whole pursuit could have been avoided if basic logic was put into play. The fact that they have guns, weed, or anything on them would have never mattered if they basically just did deductive reasoning. The people we're looking for in the stolen vehicle is not this vehicle. It is not the suspect that's being accused of stealing this vehicle. And we're not even in the same area that the vehicle was stolen 6 hours ago. Let them go. Why bother them? And if you are going to bother them, at least turn on the lights properly. They were killed outside of their own house. And this is further proof that you can't and this is why when parents are like, moms and dad are like, we can't let our kids go outside. Can't let our kids go outside. It's for shit like this. Your kids will be murdered within 3 minutes of that. He left to go pick up his homeboy, and by the time he got back, you hear the grandmother screaming in the background, "That's my baby, don't shoot." And there's two people in the vehicle, right? So he's such a bad shot that he killed two people. His intent, like, you could have hit the tires. And the excuse they're going to use is this very instant when the vehicle, he steps into the way of the vehicle. Like, this is the mindlessness I talk about. And let's just play it how it is. You saw her, the female partner. The female partner is going to walk behind the vehicle because that's cover. She's going to walk behind the vehicle and go put a vehicle between her. But look at what the other dude does.
Stop the vehicle.
He walks towards the vehicle.
1033. Stop the vehicle.
He walks towards the vehicle when he could have easily put himself in between the two police vehicles. He walks in the line of danger to stop a non-aggressive driver. And what do you want him to do? You have guns drawn on him. It's madness. And he's trying to avoid him. And the officer is walking into his line of fire to justify shooting him. They are trained to do this. It is mindless that we believe anything officers are told, say, or do. They are trained to shoot people, not to be able to testify. They're not interested in your side of the story. Get rid of all the police in the world. I've never called the police for anything. 32 years of life. Because there's nothing they could help me do. Somebody wants to come to my front door and try me, there's a 12 gauge shotgun waiting for him. And the fact that I got the Glock on me and don't need to feel the need to carry it is further proof that I'm more confident with my close quarters than I am with someone else. But also, the world isn't what it's meant to be. My greatest threats are police officers. So what do I care about civilians? When being killed by a police officer is a world health crisis, a national health crisis, some shit's got to change, man. And getting rid of the police is a good start for me. No, they were put on administrative leave, paid administrative leave, pending an investigation, and the only thing that was said about this from their union rep was they feared for their life, which is the magic get out of free jail card for all officers in this country. You will hear them say, I feared for my life, and that's how they're going to get out of jail. There's a dude that's just now being indicted for the first time, and I was so shocked to see it, Dr. Shu, but there's an officer that's going to be indicted. I'll probably look at it towards the end of this show, but actually I got time. What's up? Let's pull this up real quick. Let's go to my Instagram page, because I know it's on I know the lawyer's name who's talking about it right now. Hey, happy birthday. You're older than me? I didn't know that. I thought I was older than you. Where's Lee? 33 never looked so good. You're a married woman now. Let me stop. This dude just got indicted. This guy shot. He shot Jonathan Price on October 3rd, 2020. Oh, well, he shot. Let's get a better story on that. Yeah. He shot and killed this guy, Jonathan Price. And I don't even remember the story, but basically he was unarmed. I believe, if this is crazy, because I think he's the security guard. He was a security guard who broke up a fight and disarmed someone who was trying to come into a bar to shoot somebody. And then this guy showed up. This officer showed up and just shot him. If that's the story, if this is the correct story, but that's just further proof of like how many of these stories happen, and he's not even like been found guilty. He's just been indicted for first-degree murder. So he will now go to trial October 3rd. Or he went to October 3rd. So now he will stand trial, which is crazy. We're just now seeing justice for this guy. So it's just a bunch of crazy stuff. But, that's the story. Let's push on to the next story.